Hey, bestie.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going great.
Been a little bit.
It's been a hot minute. I feel like every time I think about it, I want to quote that meme that's like, surprise, bitch. I bet you thought you'd seen the last of me.
I'm back.
I'm back.
I'm back. Oh, God, that's really loud. Oh, Jesus. Anyway, it's probably fine.
Well, usually you sound really quiet and I sound really loud.
True. We'll see, I guess.
It'll probably even out. But yeah, sorry we disappeared for 3 months. Oops.
Yeah, whoopsie daisies.
We were gonna plan it out and then we didn't.
True.
And then you went and got a job and it was summertime and I had to go to school and you moved
also
out.
got a job
And I also got another job and then am now moving in. So now soon we will be recording in the same house but in different rooms.
I know, that'll be really fancy.
That'll be super fancy.
It'll be sick.
We're really upgrading.
Yeah.
We're going up in the world.
Mm-hmm. I mean, realistically, we probably could have been doing that from the beginning.
I mean, we could have, but I'm just a girl. So
True. Whatever. It doesn't really matter.
I don't do that.
Well,
Figurehead, not me.
Honestly, so true.
Okay, so... God, it's been so long.
I know. We probably should have rewatched an episode to remember the formatting.
Figure out what the hell.
Get in the headspace, but that's okay.
Okay.
Because I brought a cryptid today.
Okay, I'm so excited.
You brought some sort of ghost.
I brought some things.
Related thing.
A couple.
I'm excited for mine. Honestly, there's some sick stuff about this.
I'm so stoked. You were telling me that you were really excited.
I actually am really excited about this, even though this is. I feel like I don't know if this cryptid is supposed to be like kind of obscure, because it didn't have a ton of sightings. It has one big string of sightings and then just like none.
Which is that's how you know it's real.
That's how it's gotta be real, dude.
And definitely not just like some weird acid trip.
Yep, or just fake, because when I was reading this, the first-hand account, honestly, it's very interesting, and I was like, yo, that's really cool. And then I read it, and you'll get to know why, because it's from someone somewhat notable. Well, I doubt you'll know them, but they're from notable in that community. But are you ready for this?
I am so ready.
I think I'm gonna go first.
Yeah, you usually go first.
I do.
Okay, go.
Whatever. All right, cryptid time. How much do you know about the Grafton monster?
I've never heard of it.
Awesome. That's honestly peak. I'm so glad. You're gonna learn a whole bunch. So the Grafton monster is. Well, first off, I want you to try to guess where it's from.
Grafton?
Mm-hmm.
Is it named... Okay.
It is named after the town of Grafton, yes.
Okay, that was going to be my first question. Now we play the game of where is Grafton?
I'll give you 2 guesses.
2 guesses? Not even
2 guesses. Nope.
Well, we know how bad I am with geography.
It is a very notable state.
Okay, Texas?
No.
Florida?
Nope. West Virginia.
Damn it!
Yep. The creature was actually sighted. The town of Grafton is only about 3 hours drive north of Point Pleasant, West Virginia.
Place.
The goat.
We've never been there.
I want to go so bad.
Did you? Okay. Oh, this reminds me. I saw a TikTok yesterday and it was this like security camera footage.
Oh no.
Of one of the businesses that's right next to the Mothman statue in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. And these 2 people went up and were like, oh my God, it's Mothman. And they were like having a great time. Then the boyfriend got down on one knee and proposed to his fiance in front of the Mothman statue.
Dude.
And I'm like, that is so
That's
peak.
awesome.
That's so awesome.
That's awesome.
I wonder if you can get somebody, you know how they have like Elvis impersonators that will...
You get a Mothman impersonator?
Like a Mothman, it just like hisses.
Mothman, can you officiate my wedding?
And you're just like...
You're talking like a Animal Crossing character. Anyway, back on topic. The Grafton monster. We'll jump into an appearance and then we'll go into sightings. How does that sound?
Okay, that sounds great.
Yeah. So basically, it's described as a hulking creature, estimated to be around 9 feet tall and 4 feet wide.
No, thank you.
It also appears to not have a head, but people.
Is it just like eyeballs that like its neck is so thick that it's part of its shoulders?
Yeah, basically.
So it's like a little dome.
People are unclear if the head is like set more so in the torso or if it's more like...
Does it have, or maybe it has like a turkey neck where it's like...
That could also be something like that, yeah.
Its shoulders are up, but you're only seeing it from the front.
Yeah, and its skin is compared to that of a seal. So
okay.
So it's got white seal-like skin is how it was described. Skin? Yeah, white. So it's like generally in most depictions it's depicted as like an ashy gray kind of thing. Is this
like a winter coat kind of deal?
They said it was fur, but in most depictions that I've seen, it doesn't look fuzzy or anything.
Okay, because I see seals every day.
Yeah,
and they're kind of silky.
Yeah, that's that.
They're not fluffy.
I will say the main sighting is a little goofy, but we'll get into that. It has been described bellowing and also possibly making a low whistling sound.
Okay, that's kind of hard for me to imagine because when I think of whistling, I think of high pitch. So how do you make a low whistling sound?
I always think of like
does it sound like you're blowing into like the top of a bottle?
That's what I imagined, yeah. Okay. But now that we're done with a quick appearance, we'll get into the sightings.
Oh, wait, when was... first
I'm about to tell you when it was.
Okay, sorry.
So this sighting has around an exact date.
Around an exact date?
Around a specific time. And then an exact date.
Oh, okay.
So it was spotted, the first sighting, my mic has been tilted away from my face this whole time, has been a June 16th, 1964 at around 11 p.m.
That's the year my dad was born.
Really?
No, 1963.
Oh. Wait. He doesn't share a birthday with the Grafton Monster. However, there is the kicker here. It was made by Robert Cockrell, who was a reporter for the local newspaper, the Grafton Sentinel. And that is...
So he named it after
the town.
The town.
Yes.
And he worked for the newspaper.
Yes, he worked for the newspaper.
That's a pretty credible source, though.
It can be, or he was making stuff up for publicity.
Oh, he's like, I really need a story.
I need a scoop.
He has the little card in his hat.
Yeah, that's exactly the card that had the trench coat.
He's got the trench coat.
But anyway, let's get into the specifics. So he was driving along the Tygart River on Route 119, which is like a highway. It's also known as Riverside Drive. And he apparently spotted the creature off the side on the right side of the road, which is like next to on the bank of the river, basically.
Okay.
And apparently he was also hearing a low whistling sound that was heard slightly farther away from the creature and closer to the river. So how I imagine it is, it was kind of like
It sounded like the sound wasn't coming from the creature.
Yeah.
So it's a ventriloquist.
Maybe. You never know. But from what it was described, it sounds like the monster's in kind of like a clearing kind of thingy. He kind of saw it, like ooga booga or whatever Grafton monsters do, and then he heard whistling a little bit further down. And there's actually some speculation that the Grafton monster is an alien, and the noise was made by its like spaceship or whatever.
Yeah, because that's way more plausible.
It's way more plausible around the alien craze, yeah. But
it is the 60s.
He stated that it appeared to be only muscle and had seal-like fur. 9 feet tall, 4 feet wide, only muscle.
Just absolutely jacked.
Yoked. That would be scary. But he was unsure of what it was at first until it started moving, and it kind of like booked it off.
Okay, was it like crouched or was it just like stood there? It just stood there?
It was just chilling, yeah.
Could you imagine if it was like crouched down, you're like, that's like a weird lump, or like maybe a bear, and then it stands up.
Just like, hello, hello, traveler. Well, no, he basically, as soon as he saw it move, he went, oh, and then sped off. And he returned home and called his 2 best friends, Jerry Morse and Jim Mauser.
He's like, you guys, I have some hot goss.
Literally. Also,
girls, get on the call.
If Jerry Morse is related to the guy who made Morse code, Samuel Morse, then I'm related to him. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Did you do some Googling, or are you just making that assumption?
I'm just making an assumption. If he's related to the Morse family that made the Morse code one, because I'm related to that family distantly, then I got a special.
That's your claim to fame,
family, I guess. And basically, he wanted them to come take a look at the site, and they returned to the spot, but they only found trampled grass, and the low whistling was still there, and apparently kind of followed them around the site. Which I don't know what that is supposed to mean.
I don't know. You said it was by water, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, like wind over water.
I don't know, could be an owl, maybe?
Possibly.
I don't know, a possum?
Possums don't whistle, I don't think. They eat ticks.
That you've met.
They eat ticks and fleas and slugs.
But anyway.
And they have 53 teeth or 52 teeth or something like that. They have a lot of teeth.
You wouldn't know that.
They have a lot of teeth.
I like possums.
And they don't
get rabies.
They don't get rabies, exactly. That's why they're the perfect pet.
Rabies.
They
don't get affected by rabies.
They're the best pet.
They are pretty cute, honestly. Anyway,
I'm gonna get you a possum for Christmas.
We do not need another animal, especially not a possum. So Mr. Cockerel told his boss the next day, who dismissed the claims, but more his friends, he's like,
boss, I have something to tell you. You're not gonna believe. I got the scoop.
I saw a monster. I was driving home in the middle of the night. And the boss was like, what? What are you talking about?
He's like, when I said have the story on my desk by this morning, this is not what I meant.
Yeah, exactly. But basically, his friends went and told a whole bunch of townsfolk, who basically made a mob. They're like, we're gonna go find this thing.
Yeah, because of course they did.
Yeah, it was also mostly teenagers.
It was teenagers or men with guns. Teenagers with guns.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
And these hunts spurred around 20 new sightings, which Cockerel himself documented quite a few, and I have brought 2 of them.
Oh, so they went looking and they found it again?
Apparently they spotted it at least 20 more times.
Jeez, that's a lot. And they all had guns and they didn't shoot it?
Guns and baseball bats and golf clubs and...
There's like that one kid that just is like, I don't know, I guess I got my shovel.
Here's my katana.
I'm a master of the blade.
While you were searching for the Grafton monster, I was studying
the blade.
No, let's get to these things. Would you like me to do a funny voice for each of these? I only have 2 of them. Well, the second one's
give me a voice for these characters, yeah.
All right. I have seen the creature called the Grafton monster several times when I was a young man, and it is very real. That's Cat. My first encounter, I was with my father cutting wood. He had finished and we were loading the truck when our 2 dogs started barking. We stood there and listened. Something was walking, getting closer. My dad told me to get the gun from the cab. He carried a double-barrel 10-gauge with 00 buckshot. Whatever it was had picked up its pace and continued toward us. All we knew for sure was it was big and wasn't scared of us, the dogs, or the chainsaws. It stopped about 50 to 55 yards from us in the trees and went quiet. My dad pulled both hammers back and stood in front of me, told me to be ready. The next thing that happened I'll never forget. It stepped out, looked at us, took 3 strides in our direction, turned and walked back into the tree line. That was my first sighting of the beast, and I'll never forget it. My second encounter was about...
Oh, it's still going, sorry.
Yeah, it's still going. It was about 2 months later at night, fishing alone. I spotted him on the opposite bank, and I got the hell out of the area.
And then it came back and killed my dad.
No, that's the...
And then I've been trying to avenge his spirit ever since.
No, what's really interesting is... in that sighting, apparently, it literally walked out of the woods, took 3 steps, went, nah, and then turned around.
It was like,
back.
And so actually,
you guys suck.
You guys,
are you not a gun?
It heard the shh and was like, uh-oh.
Listen, man, I might be the Grafton monster, but I do not want the smoke. Yeah, and also apparently, jumped him. Also, why would you be night fishing by yourself?
Yeah, if I were to see something like that, I would literally never leave my house ever again.
Yeah, literally. Or at least not without a gun.
Yeah, or by yourself, just at all, period.
Well, there's one more testimonial, and then we can do some more discussing, and I'll finish the little sighting
spot. We'll loop back. We'll loop back.
Rewind.
Right. Run it back.
I saw the monster near the river early in the morning. It saw me and instantly froze. It did not move. I was fishing at the time, and I left all my gear there and started to run away. As I ran, I turned and I saw that it too turned away and started running off. As I got near my truck and began opening the door, I heard a whooshing sound and a bright light appeared above the tree line. I drove off and got my gear 2 days later.
Oh my gosh, it's the spaceship.
That's the spaceship. I don't know, but I think it's very funny that...
I like to think that they were both they spooked each other, and they were like, oh shit, and then they ran away.
What I think happened, because it said that he got...
It's like getting caught with your pants down. You're like, oh, my bad.
And he turned back and saw it oh no, and it's also running.
It's also just running away.
Yeah, it's like, oh hell no, man. There seems to be... It definitely seems to be...
No, that's so funny, though, because that means they both got back to their cars at the same time, and then they both left. He was like, oh shit, I gotta get my keys.
The monster's wife's in the car. She's like, honey, what's wrong? He's like, we gotta get out of here.
I saw an alien.
There's some creep fishing.
There's some creature here. It's fishing. I was also trying to fish.
A lot of the sightings, for some reason, tend to do with fishing, and they tend to do with being localized around the river. Because I think...
Okay, well, maybe you were saying that if it's sealy, maybe it's swimming.
Maybe it's aquatic. You never know. I didn't look up how deep the Tigard River was, and I probably should have. Now that showed up, but that's fine. Anyway, this got big enough that police also investigated these sightings, mostly because the local teenagers were running around in the woods in
with guns,
wet groups with like weapons.
Do you think it was like a way for the boys to like brag to their crushes? Or, like,
we saw the Grafton monster, babe.
Don't you worry, I'm gonna protect you.
Let's go on a night drive to see if we can spot it. So we can.
I'm a big, strong man.
I'm macho.
But basically after the original day, because they basically like the day after the sighting, like everybody was like just searching, and then the day after that, after the police were done investigating, because they were like, we
can't have all these people running out there.
Yeah, basically
in the woods.
The good old Grafton Sentinel, the newspaper, reported that the creature was nothing more than the result of spring fever, and that the creature was a handcart piled with boxes, which, first off, why would a handcart piled with boxes be down by the banks of a river?
Down by the bank, down by the river.
But also, I like how they're just like, yeah, actually, it was just like you guys were just like bored.
Also, it was like, what, spring fever?
In June? That's not very spring.
I mean, early summer.
But I just think it's funny that like
it was hysteria
a handcart piled with boxes. It was like, so you're trying to say that there was a person with a handcart down by the bank of a river with
boxes, white
boxes, and as soon as he saw someone drive by, they like ran away. I don't know, man.
It was actually somebody just trying to bury a body.
I guess that's honestly the more scary thing. But basically, sightings now are either rare or non-existent, because I couldn't really find anything other than localized around like the early times then.
Okay, and those were in what years?
Those are 64. So
okay.
Basically, all these sightings came up after, because they're like, oh my god, guys, I've seen this too. They're like, dude, I need a piece of that clout, the Grafton clout.
And then, was this also kind of around the same time that Mothman was also going on?
Yeah.
So West Virginia's just hopping.
West Virginia is hopping. They got so many things. We'll get into it a little bit, because I actually found a little funny thing about that, a whole bunch of them.
Maybe it was just like I think it's actually just West Virginia. Maybe it's just West Virginia. Hear me out.
Honestly, yeah. Because, I mean,
they're just like that.
They got Bigfoot, they got Mothman, they got the Grafton monster.
They got, like, Wendigo.
Monster also there?
Yeah, they got, like, Wendigos and Skinwalkers and shit. Yep, no.
Curse word. Sheep Squatch is in there. I want to do Sheep Squatch later.
I've also never heard of that.
You've never heard of the Sheep Squatch?
No.
Dude, you're in for it. That's a weird animal.
I can only imagine.
I mean, it's Bigfoot mixed with a sheep.
Does it have horns?
It does.
Does it stand upright and have horns?
It does have. It's white. It stands upright. Has horns.
Okay, no spoilers.
I think it shoots like quills.
Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah. It also smells like piss.
I think almost all Bigfoot smell that way.
Dude, don't shame them.
Listen.
They don't got a shower out there.
They have, as we've just discussed, there's rivers.
True, the Tigard River, where they can take their
little bath.
I'm gonna look up the Tigard River depth.
Well, it probably depends what area of the river you're in.
Depth map. Yo, Tigard fishing map.
Yeah, what kind of fishing they got over there? They got salmon? I know all about that.
Apparently.
He was actually just trying to win a king-size trout.
There's a nice steelhead over here.
I'm on a recreational fishing trip with my family.
I'm vacationing.
I'm here to bring my son out for the first time.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just something that I used to do with my dad.
You guys are ruining it.
Why are you're like Canadian Kermit the Frog at that point.
Oh, more. Oh, no. Oh, God. I was got Jennifer Coolidge.
Oh, stop.
One of these days, I'm going to do my entire segment in that voice.
I'm not looking forward to that.
It's going to be so funny.
Are you ready for the cool facts?
There's more than the ones that you've just given me?
Those are sightings. Those weren't even cool facts.
Okay, hit me with the cool facts.
Cool facts. Number 1.
Cool fact segment.
It was featured on the show Mountain Monsters in season 1 and season 6, I believe.
Okay, can we get that on Discovery Plus?
I think it is on Discovery Plus. I would actually.
Okay, can we watch that?
I am so down. I like finding Bigfoot.
Okay, let's watch it.
Monsters.
Add it to the calendar.
It's just better finding Bigfoot, honestly.
Shh! Oh my God, you literally can't say that.
I can.
You literally can't.
I will. Mountain Monsters.
Oh, no, Finding Bigfoot. Guys, hear me out. How do I join your team?
No.
Please. I want to be the rational one.
Are you ready for the best fact I found though?
Yeah. Does it...
There is a mini golf location in West Virginia called Cryptid Mountain Mini Golf.
Shut the
I know.
Up.
I know. It's crazy. It has statues of many famous West Virginia cryptids. Bigfoot's there. Mothman's there. The Grafton monster is there.
Oh my
Sheepwatch is there.
God.
In my notes for this, I said I want to go to this so bad.
Wait. I've never wanted... You... Okay.
I know.
They've got to have an absolutely banging gift shop.
No, definitely. That's what I'm saying.
I'm getting a t-shirt. I'm getting a fanny pack. I'm getting a hat. I'm getting a sticker. I'm getting a cup.
Bad.
Oh my God.
So bad. It's gonna... when we eventually get out to West Virginia...
Oh, because we will. We will.
West Virginia.
We will.
We're going to all of them. We're hitting everything.
I mean, we might as well just keep going and head all the way over to Salem while we're there. Just like make a whole road trip.
Witches.
No, it's fun.
I don't know.
We gotta do your fun thing. Now we get to do my fun thing.
You're telling me that Cryptid Mountain Mini Golf is not fun for both of us?
No, that is incredibly fun for both of us.
I'll show you the pictures of them I'll show you them right now.
Are they like hand carved?
They look very...
I'm imagining like little cardboard cutouts.
They are not.
They're 3-dimensional.
Here is a example.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That's the Flatwoods monster. So it is from
That's
Virginia.
so good.
Well,
Wait, is it indoor mini
Yeah,
golf?
it's
Oh, so
indoor
it's
mini
like
golf.
glowing. That's so
There's
cool.
Bigfoot. They got a ghost guy in a minecart.
I love this. I love all of this so much. I've never wanted anything.
There's the Grafton monster. There's my boy.
That's terrifying.
It kind of is, actually.
Okay, that's an alien.
It could be.
I don't like it.
Big wolf.
Okay, cool.
I know. It's so cool looking. I'm like, I want to go here so bad. But we have one last fact here, and then we can do some other like full discussion stuff.
Okay.
So apparently, the Grafton Monster is getting its own museum and festival, because Bigfoot has a festival in West Virginia, and Mothman has a festival in West Virginia. They opened this year, 2024. Happened earlier in the summer.
We missed it?
Yeah. The festival happened on the 15th and 16th of June, which is exactly 60 years after the first sighting. I mean, the museum, from what I saw, doesn't look to be too big because it's inside a local bookstore called the Black Cat Rookery Bookstore.
Okay, also, peak name.
True, it is a pretty cool name.
We love black cats.
Yeah,
and then
we
also,
do.
so is this going to be like a yearly thing, or did it only have a festival because it was the 60-year anniversary?
The lady who was making it wanted it to become like a yearly thing, because she's the same person who's running the museum.
Is the date the same every year, or does it change?
I would assume so.
Sometimes.
This is the first year it's happened.
Okay, is there a way... It's not... Here's the thing, though. You'd have to make sure it's not on, like, the same weekend as the Mothman Festival.
Yeah, of course.
Because you don't want those to overlap.
No.
So what I'm wondering is if we can line it up, like, 3 weekends in a row.
That would be pretty sick, I won't lie.
My poor bank account.
Not true. I want all the Mothman merch, and the Grafton Monster merch, and the Bigfoot merch.
I want all of it.
I know. But yeah, that was my last fact.
That is so fun.
I know, isn't
that is so fun. I love that he gets his own little festival.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I do have one more fact. He's also featured... He got a lot more traction, because he kind of like... The interest in him kind of died out until, ironically, Fallout 76 came out.
Is it like...
It's set in West Virginia, and you can fight... Basically, every cryptid that we've listed from West Virginia is in the game, and you can fight and, like, kill them.
Okay.
So Mothman's in there... They've got sheep squatches in there, the Grafton monster's in there. And in that one, he's like a big hulking thing, kind of walks around on his knuckles, he throws goo at you.
Yeah.
I mean, he has like an in-lore explanation there, but that's how I imagine it. Although I will say, I think it would be really like way more funny if, like in the first sighting, when he's like, oh yeah, like ran off towards the woods. Imagine instead of like running on its like knuckles like a gorilla, it just like ran on its 2 stubby little legs like a
it picked its elbows up and like dangled its little hands and had like little tiny... Or would that be even scarier? Or would it be like if it picked itself up on its hands and then ran on its hands?
I would like that a lot more, because I think that's like way cooler. But I will say, it just running on stubby little legs like weirdly fast would also be kind of scary.
Almost like a gorilla, literally.
Yeah, like when you like see gorillas walking, it's like that, except way faster, and it's like pumping its arms.
I feel like, walking on its knuckles, terrifying.
Well, if it's 9 feet tall, all muscle, however they describe it like that, Its shoulders
that means that it would have 9 foot long arms.
Yes. Which is kind of scary. That's large.
That's taller than the door frame.
It's a little shorter than the ceiling.
A little shorter than the ceiling? Oh no.
Let's see.
Oh, this thing's a mountain.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I was kind of picturing the Yeti from Monsters Inc.
Yeah. That's what it looks like in Fallout 76.
Okay.
Shout out to my dad, by the way. He plays that game too much. Find a new game, Dad, if you're watching this.
Dad, if you're listening, I have a message for you.
I have a message for you.
There is a... Oh, God. Okay, so... You know what it looks like? It looks like that monster in Monsters, Inc. when they're in the first one.
Is he the pink fuzzy one?
No. It's the one that when they're like all prepping to like go into the doors, it's the one that like has 2 eyeballs, but then it picks up a handful of eyeballs and like rubs it on its face.
Right. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That's exactly what it looks like, minus the 50 eyeballs.
Yeah. He only has 2. But yeah. Honestly, do you want to do speculation?
I think it's an alien.
You think it's an alien? I don't think it is. How's he going to fit in a spaceship with his big old arms?
How do you know it's not a huge spaceship?
Well, how's he going to fly it with his big old arms?
Maybe he flies it. Maybe he's got like opposable little tootsies, and he flies it with his feet.
I don't know. To be honest,
he sits on his hands, makes a little hammock.
That would honestly be so comfy, though.
And then flies with his feetsies.
Think of the fist bumps you could give the Grafton monster, dude. That'd be sick. No, I don't know. Part of me wants
it goes to dunk, and it's just.
Yeah.
It just picks it up like a little grape, and drops it in the basket.
We need to find him so we can get him in the NBA, dude. You remember just how crazy that would be?
Not even the NBA. He would be a great linebacker.
Just put him in any sport.
Any sport
Swimming,
ever. Golf.
You could just like flick the ball.
That's
or just like swing his arm.
Yeah, that'd be great. Can you imagine if they had like football teams for all the different cryptids?
That would be pretty funny.
You split it up based on their abilities to try to make it as even as possible.
That could be pretty sick, actually. I won't lie.
I feel like that's like a Monster High subplot.
It definitely is. It definitely is. But yeah, I will say I like the Grafton monster. I wish there was more about him. I'd say.
Well, you just gotta go look for him, Tucker.
Well, he hasn't been sighted in like 60 years.
Yeah, that is until we came on the scene.
Until we arrived in West Virginia, we're gonna be
because we're way more qualified than all the other cryptid hunters that are out there.
But we're not teenagers, so maybe we'll see it better.
Ooh, you're so right. But we're also not 50-year-old men who have nothing better to do.
Yeah, instead we're 20-year-olds who have nothing better.
I don't know if that's more or less sad. Wait, okay. Is there like a local beer named after him?
Yes, actually.
Oh my God!
I believe there was.
Please Google it immediately and order me a case. Please.
I'm pretty sure.
Frantically typing.
Yeah. It is the.
What's the flavor profile on this bitch?
It is from the Greenbrier Valley Brewing Company. You've got the Grafton Monster White IPA.
Oh, damn it. I don't like IPAs.
Coriander, clove, and banana on the nose.
Ooh.
Pepper, pineapple, and clove notes in flavor.
Ooh.
See if we got any, no comments on it, though. That's lame.
Oh, no reviews?
No reviews.
I'm not a huge IPA girl.
I saw the Grafton Monster when I was drinking this, dude. He's real. No, I don't know.
Do you think he's there just, like, popping the tabs off?
Yeah, no, he's the bartender. Who do you think made it?
Ew.
You know,
he's just, like, pouring you your little drinks.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Dude, him in a little tuxedo, though. Give him a little bow tie.
Just the bow tie, though. Nothing else.
Yeah, he's a little...
Would he tie it? It'd be kind of like a belt. He'd have to tie it around his waist because he doesn't have a neck.
Oh, right under his armpit.
It's like a clip-on tie, but you just have to, like, pin it.
Yeah. You put, like, a little, like, two-way tape on his
He's got a little Velcro spot.
Yeah.
You can just stick it between his eyes.
Yeah, I don't know. Part of me wants to be like, this original sighting was from a reporter, so it could just be like, oh man, Mothman's so cool, we should make our own OC cryptid. But also I want to believe because I like him.
I want to believe because I like him, but also it feels weird. Of course, when they were all hunting it, did everybody see it? Was there like groups of people that saw it, or was just this one guy that saw it twice?
They were going out in mob. So those were two separate sightings. Those were a couple that Cockerell specifically interviewed, but apparently there was like at least 18 other sightings. But like a lot of them, like the first one was like, oh yeah, I saw it like way before, man. Like this is old news, and it's like, so why are you just coming out about it now? When
I don't know, because it's more okay to talk about it, but also at the same time,
you're like, would not be silenced about seeing a guy that turned and ran when I was fishing at night. That would not be it.
Just a poor man out in the wilderness.
Yeah, with a deformity.
Poor thing.
Yeah. Well, I was actually thinking recently, do you think we should rate all the cryptids, and we need a cryptid tier list and a ghost tier list on stuff we've done?
Like S tier, F tier, A tier,
like
B tier.
S, A, B, C, D, E, F, I guess. And then Z tier for like bottom of the barrel cryptids.
Like this is garbage.
Yeah.
The Megalodon.
He's not even on the list.
Not even on the list. Not even on the list.
If you're a listener and you think the Megalodon is a cryptid, you're wrong. It's not.
Start.
Educate yourself.
Bully us in the comments. Give us.
It's just a fish. It's just a fish.
Put your arguments in the comments so that I can disagree with them.
So true. I want to fight.
I want to beef. As if I don't fight with enough people every single day for my job.
So true. If somebody rolled up to your dock with a Megalodon, would you take it from them?
No, but I did have a fish come in a couple days ago with a shark bite on it.
What? Like it had like a chunk out of it?
No, not like a chunk, but you could see the serrations of like the teeth up along the side. It was in like the perfect like half moon.
That's kind of sick, actually.
It was huge. It was like so the fish was like
that fish had that dog in him.
The fish was like 27 inches long. Wow. And the bite mark took up like over half of its body, so it had a really wide jaw. Yeah, it was a big ass shark.
That's cool.
Bit it. But somehow it survived when I was able to get it into the river, and then it got caught.
Damn. Imagine getting away from a shark. You're like, wow, that's so cool. It's just, ooh, a little bobber.
Ooh, a little snickety snap.
Alright, well, on that note, though, what place would you place Grafton Monster in the tier list? We're making this right now.
It's really hard for me to visualize a tier list in my brain. I'd put him not like at the tippy top.
I'd say like a B.
Yeah.
I'd say a high B.
I was gonna say a high C or a low B.
If he had newer sightings.
Yeah, if it was something higher. That was like still, of course, I guess Mothman hasn't been seen.
Yeah, but Mothman's an S tier cryptid.
Yeah, because that's so hilarious.
Yeah. When we get to Mothman, he's going S tier no matter what. I'd make a Mothman tier just for him above S.
It's just like he's in his own.
Yeah, Mothman's in there, and also Bigfoot is in the Mothman tier as well.
I can't disagree with that.
I know, right?
I think I'd put him in B tier.
I'd say B. We'll go back at the start of the next episode. We'll go back and we'll look at all the old ones.
And we'll just place them.
Place them in a tier list, yeah, and I'll save it.
What's going to happen is we're going to disagree on one, and then we're going to make our own tiers for each other, and then, because we're not going to be able to agree, and so then we're going to be pitting them against each other, and we're like, see, if you're stupid like Tucker, you'd put this one in the C tier, but I'd do it like this. And then we're just beefing. Yeah. Being super, super bitchy to each other behind closed doors.
That's how it goes. Sometimes you gotta disagree.
Yeah. I think...
The Frogman is S tier.
I think my computer literally just died. I need to go grab a charger.
That would not be good. But lucky for you can use my laptop if you would like for notes, because I have access to your notes as well.
Oh my gosh, I forgot.
I know, right? It's crazy.
Don't look at my notes.
I will let you open them.
Okay.
Because I don't want to get spoiled. So we'll shift over. Ooh.
Do you have any other closing thoughts?
I like the Grafton Monster. He's a cool little guy.
I like him, but cool. I don't know.
I wish better for him.
Oops, that is not the right one.
But it's kind of hard. It's gonna be hard to get into the spooky mood right now because we're currently filming this at 3:49 p.m. So it is very much still light up.
Yeah.
I hope you brought something scary.
I did. It's not my best work.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm still riding the high of Letta the doll. It took a lot. it took a lot in me to not just keep doing dolls. I want to do more so bad.
You have to space out the dolls.
No, I love them.
I know, baby.
I love them in their trapped little souls.
They're like a demonic Pokeball.
It literally is.
No, literally.
You see a little demon child, you throw a doll at it, and it gets sucked in there.
Dude, that's a good game idea.
That's actually brilliant.
I'd play that.
Write that down. Editor?
Write that down. The editor's me. What do you say editor for?
Well, I don't know if it's going to be you. I don't know if it's going to be you, or it's going to be Noah, or it's going to be Shay.
It's always me.
It doesn't have to always be you.
True.
Editor? Write this down. Commenters? Write this down.
Write that down. Don't take our idea, though.
No. TM. Trademark.
Let's get spooky.
Trademark.
Introduce it to me.
Okay.
That's a good spooky intro.
Give me a second. Okay, so I am here to tell you today, Tucker, about the Oregon Caves Chateu, and also the Oregon Caves. Have you ever heard of these?
I've been to the Oregon Caves, I think.
Okay, because I've never been. I've been to the Ape Caves.
Are the Ape Caves not the Oregon Caves?
No.
Then I probably have not been to the Oregon Caves.
No. So this is located in the Rogue River Siskiyou National Forest. Okay. It's an hour-ish south of Grants Pass.
All right.
And it's only 6 miles north of the California-Oregon border. It's like way down there. But if you try to drive to the border from the lodge, it takes like an hour and a half because you have to like go back up and then get onto a highway. Yeah. So, but like the way the crow flies, it's actually not that far, but windy it's roads. Really windy mountain roads. So a little bit of history of the area and just like the formation of the caves. So this caves started forming around 1.5 million years ago. Okay. So at the time there was all of this marble that was closer to the surface because erosion and stuff. Yeah. And but what would happen is you'd have this rain on the mountains, and it would flow through these tiny little cracks, and then it would dissolve the marble with the slightly acidic rainwater, right, and then also the groundwater. So this
isn't like lava flow stuff?
No. This is completely just dissolved. This is formed.
Just erosion?
Yeah, this is formed by water. But then over time, as then you have like sedimentation and other things, and like tree growth and stuff, like it gets buried deeper and deeper and deeper.
Yeah.
So they're currently explored, and I think they've explored the whole thing because it's been a hot minute since this was discovered, but there's about 15,000 feet of passages, and there's on 4 different levels. It's actually it's not a very long cave, but it's a very deep cave. Okay. So the actual guided cave tour is only half a mile long, but there are over 500 stairs.
Wow.
So it's like down and up kind of deal.
Yeah.
So the area was initially inhabited by the Takelma Native Americans for several thousands of years, and there's actually early evidence pointing to human inhabitation of the caves dating back 8,500 years. Okay. So hunter-gatherer, like even before the Native Americans, like there's been human activity in the area for a very long time, but it is a very remote, like you think of like the misty, dark Oregon deep forest woods with like streams and low-hanging clouds and like that's it. Yeah. It's so stunningly beautiful. And also
haunted, evidently.
We'll get to it. So in the 1820s, the Hudson Bay Fur Company sent trappers to explore the area, and this was after Lewis and Clark, but still like there weren't any settlements. It was literally just hunters and trappers that were out there, along with obviously the native people that were there. And then in the 1930s, gold miners followed through the paths that the trappers had made on their way to the California gold rush. Yeah. So we had a lot of people passing through the area, but not a whole lot of people staying. And then there was this gal, her name was Lindsay Applegate, which is a kick-ass name.
That Applegate is a hard last name.
She established the Applegate Trail, and that was used by Oregon settlers on the Oregon Trail when they were settling the area.
Okay.
So the southern part of the state.
Nice.
And then all the way back in 1851, prospectors discovered gold in Josephine Creek, which is one of the creeks that's running through there. And they signed a treaty with the Native Americans, and that opened the southwestern Oregon Territory to farmers, ranchers, and loggers, which I'm sure was not abused at all.
No, surely not.
No, I'm sure they didn't come in here and just totally kick all of the native people out and treat them like shit. No. White people settlers wouldn't do that.
That doesn't happen.
No, it was so, oh God. And then, so all these dates that I've been saying, so keep in mind, Oregon wasn't even a state until February 14th of 1859. So this is all before Oregon is a state.
Yeah.
That this is all happening. And then, so officially on paper, this guy named Elijah Davidson found a cave and is credited with its discovery. Although, as I just mentioned, there's evidence of human activity in the caves, or at least in the upper levels of the caves, for thousands of years. And then also I was reading this whole thing about how there's like actually a lot of paleontology and stuff. Like they found fossils of bears and all sorts of extinct native animals of the area at the time.
Fossils are sick.
Yeah, it's really cool. So Elijah Davidson, he was like, oh my gosh, look, a hole in the ground. And then he was like, that's cool anyway. And then he like wandered off and like did whatever his thing. And then so that was in 1874. And then in 1884, 10 years later, this guy named Walter C. Birch first heard about the cave from Elijah. So I think Elijah was just like bragging at a bar. He's just like, he's like, yeah, 10 years ago, I found this real big hole in the ground. It was crazy. So then he got really excited about it. And then they all like went back to the cave and they found it again. Or I don't know if like Elijah was just like visiting in it. I don't know what the heck was going on, but they all wandered, him and like a group of his brothers-in-law, and like it was like all these guys were just like, let's go check it out.
That's a guy thing to do.
Yeah, they're like, let's go splunking. That is a guy thing to do.
It is it is a thing for very stupid people to do.
I would never. I'm good.
I
like big caves. I like big caves. I like the ape caves. Those are fun. I don't like crawling around in a coffin-sized tube.
Yeah, when it's like, all right, guys, now that I've got down here, I'm in the
I have to hold my breath in order to get through this really tight section.
In order to get past the devil's ass crack, I have to dislocate my right shoulder and shift it down to my buttocks.
I just felt a cave spider crawl up my ass.
Lucky for us, we didn't get through high enough water, and now we only have 10 maggots. If you like caving, good on you.
Could never be me.
I'm not going with you.
I'll do you one better. Those like people that do the underwater caving where they like dive.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's a reason.
Tight, I would still do it. If it wasn't like super tight, I like the water.
No, water is fine. Going caving.
Maybe not. I would like explore a little underwater cave. I wouldn't like squeeze my way again through the devil's ass crack.
No, that's what people do though, and then people die all the time, and then they send people down to get their bodies, and then they die. Yeah. Because they try to do recovery missions, and then they end up dying.
No.
Also, the amount of times that people have been down there and not known that somebody's dead, and then they go into this tight little area with their little flashlight, and they're like got their little air tank, and then they like bump into somebody, and it's like a waxy corpse.
Yeah.
Just
see, that's why these places
crammed in there.
Imagine being, dude, like a zombie diver looking thing ghost though.
I think those are in Minecraft.
You mean the drowned? I mean, that's basically what it is.
Isn't that basically what they are?
Like, imagine you're like, you're going caving, and you feel a little, you're swimming, and it's like, man, this is a nice hot spring. You feel a little tickle upon your shoulder, and you happen to look, that they got like the crack.
Yeah, it's the like, Descent, but just mermaids.
Yeah, literally. They got like the cracked goggles, their wetsuits like peeling. You can see like ribs poking out. They go.
You wouldn't be able to hear them. You just hear your own like.
They grab you, drag you down with them.
They rip your mask off and you drown too.
Through the devil's ass crack.
It's like a soul for a soul.
Yeah. My body will be recovered if you die.
Okay, where were we? Oh, right.
Caving?
Guys going caving.
Right.
Right. Okay, so you have these group of guys, and they're like, hell yeah. So then they go back and they find the cave, and they staked squatter's claim to the lower cave entrance. They're like, we live here now. This is our cave now. We own it. This is where we're gonna be. And they would charge people $1 per person for a guided cave tour, which that was in 1884, $1 per person. I did not do the conversion on that. I should have. That's a shitload of money.
That's like before they had stairs and stuff down there too. Mm-hmm. So there's like, yeah, come down this wet rock with us.
Come with me, honey. I know you're in your corset and 15-pound dress,
and your heels.
And your heels, your little laced-up boots. But we're gonna go. Everything will be fine. Get your parasol.
Yeah.
Grab the kids.
Here's a lantern
with an actual flame.
Wow, thanks. Don't forget, we gotta bring our parakeet in case there's poison gas in here. And they're like, what? What are you talking about?
Everybody light a match.
We need to test if there's flammable gases in here. Light your match here.
Oh, good
Again,
Lord.
that's why it's horny.
Okay, they would also... Okay, so they would also offer space for camping, and they would also sell, quote, medicinal cave waters.
Oh, so...
The acid water that's dissolving this cave, apparently it'll cure your syphilis.
So basically they're selling snake oil.
1,000%. And it was even advertised in the Grants Pass newspaper.
Dude.
They were like, go to this magic fountain of youth where these just group of guys, these men in their, these middle-aged men are just in a hole and buy their water.
They're getting their bag.
I mean, they're scamming people is what they're doing.
That's how you make money these days. And back then.
Especially back then.
They're like, yo,
They're like, oh, you have hemophilia? Drink this acid water.
Have this acidic cave water. They're like, wow, I feel so much
I can
better.
taste the minerals.
Yeah. Oh.
It's like full of like, it's million-year-old water.
It tastes like heavy metal. It's like, iron. Yeah.
Sponsored by Evian and Fiji. I think we're gonna get sued. Okay, I'm sorry. No, we're still going. There's so much history. Okay. So that's all the stuff with the cave. And then in 1934, the Chateu was constructed because you had all these people coming in, going, because it was all, from the moment it became those dudes that were charging money to go to these caves, it was very, very, very popular.
Right.
And there's also a lot of trails in the area. It's just a really well-traveled area because it's absolutely beautiful, and a lot of people go hiking and they go visiting and they travel and they want to stay. So they built the Chateu, and it is 6 stories tall, and this was in 1934, and at the time it cost $50,000 to build, which in today's money is $1,192,409.
Pretty good.
And then the architect that designed it, his name was Gust Leem, and it's like a lot of exposed wood, a lot of stone.
Ooh, okay.
So there are 23 overnight rooms, a coffee shop, and there's also a dining room and a kitchen. And then actually, so it's perched between 2 very steep embankments.
Okay.
So it's like you have like the V of the embankments, and then it's like on the edge of one of them. So there's a creek actually that runs through the building.
Oh.
So there's this creek that goes through the hotel. Like, you can you like have a little bridge and you like step over it.
That sounds horrid for mosquitoes.
Well, no, it's flowing water. It's like flowing mountain water.
Imagine you get like an otter or something.
Imagine there's like a fish run through there.
That would be pretty cool.
That would actually be sick as hell.
Put some glass over it.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet. Like
that would be really cool.
Does Oregon have otters?
Yes.
We have to, like river otters, right?
Yes.
I heard those are mean.
They're not. I mean, they're skittish. I've seen them quite a few times.
Really?
Yeah.
I've seen nutria, but never seen otters.
Oh, I haven't seen a nutria in forever.
They're
okay, side tangent. Okay, this is some peak Daphne lore we got right here. Okay, so when I was growing up, we had a library right by our house that we would go to all the time, and there was a pond there where people would go and feed the ducks.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, especially in the springtime, my mom and my little brother and I would go to the library to get books because my mom really encouraged us to read as small children. And we would bring Sometimes bread, but a lot of the times, which I know you're not supposed to feed ducks bread. I know. But we also had like chicken feed. Yeah. And so we'd go and we'd feed the ducks. And now there's all these signs you're not supposed to feed the ducks. They haven't been doing that for a really long time. But this was the early 2000s. So
back in the day.
And there were also all of these nutria that lived like in the stream, in the pond.
Interesting.
And one time I was probably like 5 or 6 years old, and I was tossing the food to these ducks, and I was having a really great time, and I was wearing a pair of shorts, and I felt a little pause on the back of my calf, and I turn around, and there's this nutria that's like half my size, just squatted there with its little rat tail and orange teeth, asking for a little piece of bread. And I just stood there and looked at it, and then my mom was standing right next to me, and she turned around and was like, "What the fuck?" And because it just came up.
Did you give it bread?
I did.
Oh, all right.
I did. Yeah. So I was that was the closest I've ever been to a Disney princess, but it was a nutria, which is basically a big rat.
They are literally just big aquatic rats.
Big aquatic rat.
Disgusting.
I know. They're also super invasive.
And they taste okay.
You've eaten them? You can eat them?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just like gamey meat.
What the hell?
Yeah, I had it like once.
Do you eat their little rat tail?
No.
Oh, okay. Do you keep it? Do you like dry it?
You probably can if you're like a psycho.
Do you like put it in a little jar? You know how people like mount like
I would not
deer.
be mounting a nutrient.
You're like, this is my
the biggest nutrient.
This is my top tier kill. This is a prize winning hunt we went on here.
A buck. This is a buck.
A buck nutria. Honestly, it's like a nutrialope where you put little.
You got horse out. Look, check this out. Why does the Chateu get haunted?
I'm sorry. So unfortunately, as of 2018, it is temporarily closed. Dang. Because they've been doing a lot of remodeling, and like because again, this is an old ass building.
So how far from the caves is it? Is it like a little walk, or is it like right up?
Yeah. It's like, I think it's actually, I don't know. It's not very far at all, though. Like, you can walk from the Chateu to the caves. Okay. The point is that you're supposed to like stay at the Chateu, go hiking, visit the caves, do this whole thing.
Okay. It's a whole event.
Yeah, fun for the whole family. So it is temporarily closed. As of 2018, they were doing a lot of remodeling and reconstruction. They were trying to bring it up to code, especially for like accessibility reasons. Because it was such an old building, it was really not super handicap accessible.
I bet you it was not.
And then I think what happened was they like just kept uncovering more and more issues. So as of right now, from what I can see, I Googled it this morning and it still says temporarily closed. But it is on the list of like protected historic places. So it's not like it's gonna go into disrepair. Like it's part of the park service. It's gonna be taken care of. It's just not open to the public right now. But the caves are still open and they still offer tours. You just can't stay there. And then actually something that's also really fun is around Halloween, they will do haunted candlelit tours.
That's pretty sick.
But again, they're closed. I know. So as soon as they reopen.
So before we preface this, I'm assuming you're going to be getting into the ghosts shortly.
Yeah, as in right now.
Yeah. Is the Chateu haunted or is the caves haunted?
Both.
Dang.
And the forest is haunted. We'll get to it. This is
my Lord.
I had never heard of this before, and then I just was googling like haunted places in Oregon because gotta represent.
Yeah. I mean, most of the haunted things we've done has been in Oregon, like haunted sites.
Yeah, I like to try to focus on things that I've never heard before.
True.
So I stumbled across this, and it was like this cute little thing, and I was like, oh, perfect. And then you just like kept digging, and it was like more and more and more and more and more and more and more. And we'll get to it in the end, but I have kind of a cliffhanger to leave you on because I am going to double dip into this and we're going to cover this again next time when it's my turn to cover cryptids. So stay tuned. Okay, let's get into the hauntings. So there's really only one big main haunting and I'm actually going to end with her because there's the most information. So we're going to circle back. Yeah, classic woman.
These women always haunting chateaus and caves and forests. Gosh.
These female spirits just can't seem to rest.
I wonder why.
Maybe it's because they're jilted lovers. We'll get to it.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I don't know what it is with how many, like, oh man, my husband left me, so I'm a ghost now. It's like, Girl, you can do
Okay, thanks for spoiling my entire story. Thanks, bud.
Really?
Okay, shut up. We'll get to it. Shut up. We'll get to it.
So predictable.
Well, shut up. Shut up.
Let's hear more ghosts.
Okay.
If there's not a cowboy ghost, I'm gonna be upset.
There isn't.
Oh.
But I'm gonna.
We
Okay.
can just end the episode. Thanks for tuning in,
Okay.
guys.
Thanks. This has been 2 Bozos in the Bone Zone. Thank you. Have a good night.
Roll the end sentence. All right, let's hear it.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
So one of the most common things that people hear, especially when they're on the top floor, the 6th floor, is they will hear commotion and footsteps and like pounding on the roof. So it sounds like there's somebody like running around above
I like that.
them, which is terrifying.
I like that a lot.
It's actually just Santa.
He's the only real spirit in that place.
He is bringing the spirit of Christmas.
I will say, if
Oh my god, I bet Christmas at this place would be cool.
that would be sick.
So many lights and the fireplace and the stream. Oh my god,
I will
wait.
say though, if I was in like the middle of June, I heard like pitter patter on the rooftop and heard ho ho ho.
You just hear clip clop clip clop.
I would honestly be more scared than if it was a ghost.
It's actually Krampus.
Yeah.
He says
That'll have to be a holiday special.
don't you worry. Don't you worry.
God.
I have plans. Okay. There's also the sound of like crying and wailing that sounds like either a small child or a baby outside of your window. And that's just kind of heard all over the whole thing. And then there was no other information on that. Literally
like,
none.
Yeah, there's crying sometimes.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, there's just like a baby. Don't worry about it. I don't know.
Man.
We don't know. Not my kid.
I just run the hotel.
I just work here. Staff will often, and guests will find furniture in their rooms completely rearranged or even placed outside of their room in the hall. Ooh. So you'll have like locked your door, and then you come back and like your desk and chair are outside, but your door is still locked.
Imagine you walk up and like your whole bed is outside. You're like, what?
It doesn't even fit through the door.
Yeah, like,
it's like completely reassembled. You have to like take it apart.
There's like instructions on the ground.
It's actually just IKEA.
We're like, what?
You're missing a screw.
Yeah. The ghost gave up halfway through and got mad.
The ghost got frustrated. This is a 2-person IKEA job.
Yeah.
There's only one ghost, and they
can't help them.
Yeah, no, they can't. They're just too busy outside crying.
Yeah.
He's got a big.
Baby, the bed was for the baby, and so they can't even stop crying.
It's a crib.
It's a crib. If I came back to my hotel room after locking, there was a randomly assembled crib, I'd probably leave immediately.
I would leave immediately. There's also nothing more terrifying than one of those ones that like rocks.
Ooh, in the middle of the night.
Ooh, absolutely not.
You wake up in a cold sweat.
You just hear like a little like giggle, and you're like, good night.
Dude. Children giggles in like dark rooms, not it.
Absolutely
not a fan.
I mean, I already don't like kids when they're alive, let alone when they're dead.
Well, I don't hate them when they're alive, but like, if I'm sitting in my room and I hear a little, we're throwing hands.
It's on site.
I'm gonna box a child.
I'm drop kicking you out the hallway.
Yeah. Like the black-eyed kids.
Absolutely not.
Drop kicked out a window.
I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me.
They call me John Cryptid.
Okay, sorry. So another thing that is really common is they'll come back and faucets in the sink will be running, and they're the ones that you have to like turn, which I hate. First of all, you're wasting water. Bad for the environment.
True. Mean ghosts.
Second of all, it's like
maybe they use the river water though.
I know, but you come in and there's just like water just like running everywhere, especially because I've heard that some people think that water is like a good conductor for like energy, which then would make sense why then there's a stream running through this building.
True.
I'm not here to confirm or deny that. I'm just saying that is something that people say. Yeah. But that one really bothers me, mostly because it's just extremely annoying.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm like, you're wasting water, and then also, God forbid, they turn on the hot water, and then I have no hot water for a shower. Like, honestly.
Just minorly annoying ghost.
That's... No, that ghost can catch these hands. Absolutely not. I'm calling a priest immediately.
It's like, yeah, they're not demons or anything. They're wasting
water bills. Honestly,
like, so expensive.
Listen, I'm just a girl who needs her hot water, her hot shower.
Fair enough, honestly.
The water needs to be hot enough that I'm like red by the time I get out, and then we're okay. Otherwise, I don't feel clean.
You're gonna be another gift. I have to burn myself to get rid of the
My skin needs to be peeling. So another thing is that the guests will come back to their rooms and find their bags completely repacked, which is so passive aggressive. Because it's like, get the f*** out of here.
That's
I'm sorry.
Nice,
okay, but like you're not even done with your stay though. You're there for like another 3 days and it's like all completely repacked.
Honestly, when I'm on trips, I don't generally unpack my bags like all that much, anyways. But like if I pack stuff out, I was like, dude, I love the way you organize this.
It's like, oh, actually,
hold on,
rolling, folding my socks that way, very efficient.
Dude, thanks, Ghost.
I love that. I love the T-fold you have here on the shirt. This is great.
Like, oh, dang.
They're in the closet. They're like, oh my god, they like my work. Oh my gosh, wait. I worked really hard on that.
Oh, dang, I was trying to scare you, but...
Maybe you leave him with a little tip.
One of those little mints. A little chocolate mint on your pillow.
Leave him a little coin.
Here you go, buddy.
Because you did such a good job.
Dude, imagine you're being haunted and they come up to you after your like sleep paralysis, or they're like, you want to leave a tip, and they like show their like phone at it, like 10, 15, 20%. You want a tip?
How would you rate your haunted experience today?
I would really appreciate a 5-star.
5-star, not too talkative.
Not too. Lots of moaning.
Lots of moaning and shrieking. Much appreciated.
Rattling.
Chains was a good touch.
Love me a good chain rattling ghost. I watched a lot of Scooby-Doo as a child. They got that.
We did.
They got that one
we
like
both
green
did.
one with like the orange eyes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think we all know exactly. We didn't need a demonstration.
I don't care. I was like also waving my hand like I was shaking like a chain.
Yeah. Insert chain jangling sounds here.
That's more work.
Ha ha. Where was I? Oh, also there's just classic extreme cold spots out of nowhere.
Yeah, as it goes.
But that's probably just
because you're in a me being building.
Yeah, and also you're in the mountains.
Yeah.
And also
there's a river.
There's a creek going through the building.
Yeah.
I think it gets a little... Okay, to be fair, though, I bet the water ASMR sounds peak. I would sleep so hard. You crack the window open and you get that, like, misty, like, forest smell.
Frogs. Right by a creek. Dude.
Yes, and you get the burbling of the creek. Oh, my God.
I wouldn't wake up to a ghost.
No, I'd be sleeping.
I'd be gone.
I would be in dreamland.
Why is he not waking up? I'm doing so much. I'm like...
You just see this. You see the log above your head with the saw.
And it's like, dang.
You're like, she's gone.
Yeah, I ain't scaring this one. Gotta find a new room.
Gotta go find a lighter sleeper.
I guess.
God, I would pass. Oh God, I need to. I'm so sleepy. I should take a nap.
You can take one after we're done here.
That's an excellent idea. Okay, sorry. Classic again. Windows and doors opening and closing on their own.
Yeah.
Disembodied voices shouting orders and or names in the kitchen, dining room, cafe area, which makes me think it's like a chef that's like, give me a ham on rye, and then it's like, order up.
We got a lot of like haunted chefs.
There's a lot of haunted kitchens. I don't know why. I think it's because there's so many people like come and go through there.
Like residual energy type stuff.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Also, my least favorite thing in the whole world. Sheets are aggressively ripped off of you while you're sleeping.
That's just mean.
I know. I spent a lot of time getting comfy.
Yeah.
And then now I'm cold.
I can stand the cold spots. I can stand the running water. You're gonna take my sheets off my bed?
Especially because it's like I'm the kind of person that it takes forever for me to warm up once I get into bed. So then I have to curate my little bubble of warmth, and then I'm gonna finally get all nice and toasty. And I got the ASMR outside, and then I'm like, God,
gone.
Damn it!
Gone.
It's like a disappearing act. They're like, what's under table number 1?
Yeah, it's like they pull all the sheet out from underneath all the glassware on your table.
They're like, haha!
Oh!
She remains unmoved.
Look at my act. You're like,
you're like, I did not consent to this.
Come on. No, I will saw you in half.
Okay, so we're gonna actually skip then outside. We're gonna go to the caves themselves. Not a whole lot of information on the caves when it comes to haunting, but there are a lot of reports of people being touched and pushed while they're in there, and then also just grabbed and even hit, like very hard.
Interesting.
But listen, it's only a matter of time before everybody down there turns off their lights and is in like, woo.
I'm gonna poke my friend.
It's like that. It's like in Finding Nemo. It's just like,
yeah.
Someone touched me. It's like, it's me.
Hello.
It was me. It was your conscious the whole time.
Yeah.
But I would totally do that to like the person standing next to me, turn off all the lights, and then be like, "Ha."
Yeah, the thing is, if you got it done to you, you'd freak out.
I would. I'd piss myself.
Yeah.
But that's okay. That's what it's all about.
Oh well.
It all comes full circle.
Indeed.
Any whoosies. Also, there have even been reports of people being dragged through the caves, like these hands shoot out from the darkness, grab a hold of you, and like drag you down deeper.
Oh, I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
I don't like that.
I like to think it's just like this shadowy place, and all of a sudden it's like whoa, and it just like reaches out and grabs you.
I'm like
absolutely not.
Going back to the haunted divers, I like that, like emaciated, got like skin barely clinging to the bones.
That's called gloving.
Shut up, nerd.
That's called gloving.
Nerd.
Yeah, sorry. My mom was always like, yeah, be yourself and you'll make friends. And I'm like, nobody wants to learn about the stages of decomposition, Mom.
No, you're weird.
Listen, some of us have quirky little tastes.
That is not quirky.
I'm just a funny little quirky little girl.
Mm-hmm. Move on, let's show me more haunted ghosts.
Okay, we're getting into it. Okay, now we're circling back.
Circling back.
I'm here to tell you about a lovely lady, and her name is Elizabeth. Which I think was the name of another...
I was going to say, so many female ghosts are Elizabeth.
They're always like Elizabeth, Rose, or like...
Johnson.
Or it's like... Yeah, it's like Elizabeth, Victoria, I feel like is a really common one. Or like Rose, or Rosemary.
Yep.
So she is referred to as the Lady in Blue or the Blue Lady. Classic.
Blue Lady.
Could be, yeah, it's either a lady in red, a lady in gray, a lady in black, a lady in white, or a lady in blue.
Color.
No, it's a lady in but it's never a lady in orange.
It's because nobody wore orange back then.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. It's always red or blue or gray or white or black.
The lady in black.
Don't say it like that. That's disrespectful. It was her funeral wear.
You died after coming out of a funeral, dude?
Listen, it happens.
Yeah, if you're like horribly unlucky.
Yeah, it happened to Andre the Giant.
Oh, yeah.
Fun fact. Not a fun fact. Very sad.
No, very sad fact.
Very sad fact, but that's how he died. He was at his dad's funeral. And he like went back to his hotel and he died.
That sucks.
Any whoosies.
Anyway, on a happier note, dead lady.
On a happier note, so as you alluded to before, she is a what? Say it with me. A bride. What? Wow. Oh my gosh, dude, that's crazy. I got bingo on my haunted woman card. Oh man, I hope she says that she floats around the hallways. Yeah. Then I'll have a bingo.
I hope she moans and groans in the hallways and stuff.
Wouldn't you know it? So she is seen either like her entire it's not just her dress though, it's her entire apparition is blue and slightly glowing.
Interesting.
So she's also like blue-ish.
Like the Blue Man Group kind of?
Yeah, but like pastel.
Not bald?
No, she apparently is blonde and has curls.
How do you know if she's blonde if she glows blue?
Because somebody got a picture of her.
Oh, nice! Dude, I want to see the picture.
I can't find the picture. Apparently it's hanging in the thing, but I couldn't find a picture of the picture. I know, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry to disappoint you. I guess we'll just have to go.
Break in?
Excuse me, can you finish up construction, please? We have work to do.
I need a stay.
Get me on there. Put me. I would like to reserve a room.
Yeah. Preferably not one where the ghosts turn all in the water or yank the sheets off of it.
Well, so here's the story. So we've established she's a woman. Yep. She's in blue. She's a bride. Can you guess how she died?
Probably killed herself.
Bingo.
Wow.
You're so good at this game.
Yeah.
Okay, so she was apparently honeymooning with her husband in the 1930s.
Yeah.
And she caught him. They were like freshly married, which is weird because they were honeymooning, but they had separate rooms. Allegedly, it was weird. I don't know. This is maybe one of those things where people didn't share a bed, so they didn't like sleep separately. I don't know. Or maybe they were about to get married. But from all the records I could see, or the things that I could see, they were freshly married. Like they were on their honeymoon. Like they had just gotten married, and she caught him cheating with the chambermaid. That piece of shit.
Dude.
Men are dogs.
On your honeymoon?
On their honeymoon.
Why even marry her?
That's exactly it. But also, why would you honeymoon at the caves?
True. Not very romantic.
They're like, hey, babe, you want to go to Cabo? No.
No, I don't.
No, I don't.
Go to the Bahamas.
I want to go to the Oregon caves, actually. It's always been my dream.
I'd rather like Hawaiian beaches.
Dude. Catch me sitting on the beach sipping a margarita.
The surfer ghost, that's me.
That's how you would appease my spirit. You just gotta leave me tequila.
Bring me a gift of alcohol. Anyway.
Okay, she caught with the chambermaid, and then so the story goes that she caught him with the chambermaid. She was really upset, and she ran back up to her room. And it was in the third story, and it was in room 310, or I saw one article that said 210. But I think more commonly it is room 310. Mm-hmm. And it is an attic style room, which means it's on the corner, and there's also like a bit of a like an
overhang type
no
thing?
Yeah, so like there's like you can open a window and then there's another roof like a foot below you. Yeah. So she apparently jumped from this window or was pushed. And the reason people think that she was pushed is because if it was room 310, because it was an attic-style room, she would have had to have climbed out the window, which was easy. There was a bed right in front of the window, and the window's not that high off the ground. It was super easy to open, and the window's open all the way, and there's, like, no guard. So she could open the window all the way, and she would have to slide down that section of roof.
And then jump off?
No, and then if she were to jump and or fall, she would then land on another roof a story down, and then she would slide down that roof and fall 6 stories into the creek.
Oh.
So you know how I mentioned, okay, so it's only a 6-story tall building, but because she's in the highest one, but then she's dropping, so because the way the Chateu is built in the V of these two
so it like falls
hills.
Down the
so like
canyon.
like when you get to the main entrance and like the front of the building, it only looks like it's 3 stories tall.
But it's actually 6.
But it's actually 6 because you have 3 that go below.
Lower. That's what I was like.
So where she was, she
Whoa.
fell from the 3rd floor, which actually, if from the direction she was falling, she would have had a 6-story fall.
Okay, that makes sense.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I
yeah. And then she would have landed in a very rocky, but arguably very shallow creek. But I guess if you're falling 6 stories, that's kind of a lot.
Yeah.
But the thing is that it doesn't make sense to jump because you'd have to get out of this room, you have to slide down this roof, parkour onto the other roof, slide down that, which then makes me think that she was pushed, and that is a common theory, is that actually, so she ran back up to her room, and then there's a story that her husband ran up after her, and they got in this big fight, and he pushed her out the window. Less commonly, there is also speculation that she, trigger warning, hung herself from a pipe in the room, or possibly off of one of those roofs that was accessible. Because if you look at the architecture of a room, there is like plumbing pipes from the rooms.
For, like, sprinklers and stuff.
Yeah, well, no, not even that. Like, keep in mind this was the 1930s, but they have plumbing like through the walls and along the ceilings and stuff, because it's not like hidden in the roof, like it's all like exposed wood and stuff. So it even now with a lot of the original architecture, you can see pipes like on the ceiling, so it would make sense that she would be able to do that. And then another common thing that is said to have happened, again, trigger warning, is that she cut her wrists and bled out in the bathtub. But those two are not nearly as common story as her jumping / getting pushed out of a window. So, and also from what I could see from the pictures from room 310, the bathroom doesn't have a bathtub in it. It has like a sink and like a toilet, but it doesn't have or maybe it was just the angle from like the door. I didn't see a bathtub. Or, maybe if somebody killed themselves in a bathtub, you then take the bathtub out of there.
Yeah. You can't really just be like,
just wipe it out, rinse it out, get that pink stuff. Yeah. The scrub daddy.
Yeah, little scrubs.
So And then classic, of course, there's absolutely no police report for any of this. There's no stories, news reports, police reports, articles of a woman, let alone a bride, committing suicide in the Chateu at all. In fact, there have been no reported deaths in the Chateu at all. And it's been around for a long time, but to be fair, like, with only 23 rooms, and it's not like...
Yeah, it's kind of isolated, too.
Yeah, exactly. You have to, like, want to go there. It's not just something you're going to stumble into.
Right.
So she is, like, the main character. She runs the show. So, though it should be noted that if you are staying in room 310, she leaves. She leaves the room when somebody else is in there. She's not, like... She's kind of aggressive in other ways, but she gives people their space. So if you are staying in the room, it said that, so if the room is empty, then people hear things in the room.
Right.
But if somebody is staying in there, then she moves around the hotel. So she, like, gives people their privacy and their space. Yeah. So instead, she just wanders around the halls. Most commonly, she is said to hide in the 3rd floor linen closet where she will moan and cry. But I'm also just picturing, like, a poor maid having to come along and, like get clean towels, and she opens it up. She's like, "Oh, my bad." And she's like, "Yeah, just a girl having a little just like having a little cry in the closet." I mean, we've all done it. We all get there. Everybody cries in their closet.
Everybody dies when they're a bride.
Everybody cries in the closet. And I've always said that.
Mm-hmm. You have.
That's something that I have always said.
That's the first thing you said to me, actually. You're like, listen, if
I know anything.
If I kill myself and when I'm a bride in a hotel, I'm going right to the linen.
And I've always said that.
There's no way to go.
Straight to the linen closet.
Straight to the linen closet.
Gotta hang out with those clean sheets.
They're comforting.
They are. Comforters.
I'm cutting this section out. This is horrible.
Okay. So it is also said, though, that she will then bang on people's closet doors or just any closed doors. And she will also apparently, not in room 310, but she will unmake beds and, like, unfold stacks of towels and, like, throw them around a room when the door is locked.
Interesting.
Which is weird, because if it's her that's then packing up everybody's stuff, so it's like, do you want them there or do you not? Because, like, so do we want a clean room or do we not? Because you've now unmade my bed, ripped them off of me while I was sleeping, but you also packed my bags for me and are leaving me alone otherwise the rest of the time?
Maybe they tell you that they want you out now, so they packed all your bags.
She's like, I need this back.
Yeah.
Okay, it's been long enough. It's been 2 days.
Yeah,
get out of here.
Get out of here.
She is also, so apparently most active in the kitchen, though. So if she's not in her room, she's in the hallways or she's in the linen closet. But other than that, she is most commonly seen in the kitchen. And she has actually been seen in there a handful of times by workers. But she is most often heard rattling together pots and pans and trying to, like, open doors, so, like, rattling doorknobs or cabinets. Sometimes she will visit the kitchen and she will drop things on top of people's heads, especially if they don't believe in her or are talking trash about her story.
Like, oh yeah?
She's like, yeah, catch this iron skillet.
Here's what's this? Oh, you don't want to get hit in the head with a frying pan? That's too bad.
Sure would be a shame if I dropped this butcher knife from all the way up here. No, but I think she drops. I think she drops, like, napkins or maybe, like, a little piece of, like, lettuce or something. Like, she's just trying to get attention. She's not trying to hurt people.
She's like the cat.
Yeah, exactly. But I just thought that was really funny, because there've been a couple reports where people will be like, yeah, whatever, yeah, sure, I'm sure there's a ghost here, and then all of a sudden you'll just be like a patink, and you just have something dropped on you. They're like, oh my god, she's real.
Chucks a whole hamburger at
you. You just see her, like, poking her head around the corner, like, should not be talking shit.
I'm on my way to your location.
I see you now.
I'm gonna go unmake your bed right now, bozo.
Yeah, you thought you left that door locked? Well, you did, but guess what? I can walk through it.
Spirit power, moron.
I'm gonna turn on your water. You're not gonna have any hot water for a shower, and I'm gonna unmake your bed. Ha!
Take that.
Take that. Okay, so that is the story of Elizabeth. Now, moving on, because we're already at an hour and 19 minutes.
I know, this episode's going so long.
I love it, though.
I can't cut any of this either.
Because it's all good quality stuff.
Yeah.
So now we're moving on to the surrounding forest. And this is where I'm going to give a little teaser, and then we're going to cover the rest of it next time.
Okay.
So, this forest is incredibly hot for cryptid encounters.
Yes, sir.
And even on clear days, there are these really thick carpets of fog that will roll through, as Oregon does.
Yeah.
But it does seem like it's otherwise like a perfectly fine day, and then all of a sudden you'll just walk into this wall of fog out of nowhere. Super creepy. But there are actually quite a few encounters and sightings of Bigfoot, skinwalkers, and Wendigos. And especially notable is there allegedly, and I'm still uncovering stuff about it, but there is what is described as a Bigfoot attack that happened really recently, as in like in the last 20 years. Yeah, and it's one that I'd never heard about.
Okay.
It's described as one of the most credible Bigfoot sightings or encounters since the video, that really famous video, which also, yes, okay, keep in mind, this area is only like 70 miles north from where that video was taken. So it's a Bigfoot hotspot.
I'm excited for that.
It's gonna be crazy. So
the Bigfoot episode's gonna go nutty. Because that's going to have to be a dedicated.
Yeah, episode. It's not going to be next week. I'm just going to talk specifically about these specific encounters, not necessarily one cryptid.
Definitely not Bigfoot.
I'm not trying to like steal Bigfoot from you, but we'll get into it.
Bigfoot's
and then
going to have to be a joint effort. There's so much stuff on Bigfoot.
And then also one thing that I saw only on one article was that people have also had run-ins with tiny flying creatures that are kind of like papery and whispery, and they're described as either like forest spirits or fairies while they're out hiking. And that feels very Norse European, but they also feel, what has been reported though is that they feel very threatened by these tiny flying creatures. So I like to think they're like, and they're like, they've got like a little toothpick spear, and they're like, get out of here, this is my forest, how dare you.
You're gonna get jumped by Bigfoot.
Dude, you're gonna get jumped by Bigfoot, you gotta get out of here. I'm telling you now, you gotta run.
I'm not a bird, what are you talking about? I'm excited.
Okay, good, because that is all I have for this time, and I feel like this is like a weird ending because I'm pretty much telling you exactly what I'm going to talk about next time.
No, that's okay. We'll get way more in depth next time.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I have for you. That is the Oregon Caves and the Oregon Caves Chateu.
Nice.
And from where we are here, it's about a 4-hour drive. So not too far away, but far enough that we'd kind of have to make a trip out of it. But it looks really pretty.
Oh, yeah, no,
it's absolutely stunning. And it's a really good time, and they have guided tours, and even though the chateau is closed, you can still visit the national park, and you can go hiking, and you can see the lovely caves, and there's lots of very friendly and kind forest workers to help you out, and it's a really good time. And they do, and Bigfoot will give you a special guided tour of his fist in your face.
He'll give you a nice sandwich.
He'll give you a knuckle sandwich, also a boulder sandwich.
Oh, it's one of those kind of attacks.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yikes.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's see. What else did we have to discuss before wrapping up here? Tier list, obviously.
Tier list. Start working on that.
I will. Don't worry.
Get to work, Tucker.
No, I do everything. Not really. I was thinking, I'm noticing with like the last episode, is with your cursing, it was, it'd be occasionally something that's like, oh, I can just like cut this out. This one, not going to be that. So what kind of sound do you want over your cursing?
Can you put in a like a little duck quack, like a whack?
Whack. I think I can do that.
You could find that, or like the vine boom.
Vine boom would be funny. I'd be down for a vine boom. What the boom? Now I'm gonna start putting vine booms at the end of like punctuating sentences for you. So you can be like, She was a bride.
You gotta do like the very aggressive like violin like sound.
Oh.
Gotta add in the suspenseful music. the whip crack.
We're not Johnny Test.
Which.
Oh God. Well, I think that's all we have. Oh, we're an hour and 24 minutes.
Okay, just for fun, I'm gonna swear, and you're gonna hear either the vine boom or the quack.
This video already.
I know, but I'm saying it now. Okay, ready?
No.
Crack.
Oh! Oh! How could you say that? You can't say that, no!
Balls.
No! Those are all getting covered up too, that's what nobody will ever know. Only me.
Okay.
Right.
Well, anyway,
Thanks for watching.
This has been Two Bozos in the Bone Zone. I'm Daphne.
I'm Tucker.
I'm Daphne, that's Tucker.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Sayonara.
Toodles.
Yeah, hit the stop button.
Stop button.
Thank you for listening to Two Bozos in the Bone Zone, hosted by Daphne Stacy and Tucker Lambing. Cover art by Noah Kachiver and editing by Tucker Lambing. If you like the show, please leave us a rating or a review and or subscribe. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please email us at twobozosinthebonezone@gmail.com. Also, please follow along on our Instagram page, TBITBZ, for photos to go along with stories and to keep up on updates. See you next time. Bye-bye.